some wines that are maybe $35 a bottle down to $15 or $18, making them affordable, and they're just highly rated and very good wines.
And is there anything else? What do you think would be the best wine to start with? Like, if you could get one red and one white and like one dessert wine, how would you start? Like, what are the good contrasts that you can go for?
Well, most people who have never really experienced wine before and don't particularly like wine, or simply because they haven't been exposed to enough of it, a good way to start is start with white. White wines usually are very low in tannic acid. They don't have that bitter quality to them. They don't have that astringent quality to them that dries out the inside of your mouth like red wine has.
So if you don't like gin, because you know how gin you get that flavor, like a good like tangy, like you feel that in your mouth. So if you don't like that,
get a light-bodied white wine like a Pinot Grigio. Start with something like that, or perhaps if it's summertime or springtime, you'll find some rosés around. Rosés are always good. The real rosés, not white Zinfandel, but real French rosés, they're making good rosés all over the world now, but these are good dry rosés that have a nice wild strawberry quality about them that are very, very good in the summertime. They're refreshing, and they're good with barbecue and things like that. And that's a good way to start. And then as you move forward, you can go into some heavier bodied white wines, and then after that start with some light bodied and fruit driven red wines like Beaujolais, et cetera, et cetera.
One last question. Why do wine people hate white Zinfandel?
Well, because it's not a real wine. I mean, it is a wine in a certain aspect, but it was actually made by accident by Sutter Home Winery in California, because the Zinfandel grape is actually a red grape. And of course, we know that the extraction of color comes from the skins, because all grapes are the same color inside. But when they pressed the grapes and they left the red skins in with the juice, someone made a mistake and extracted the skins out of the juice prior to when the wine was completely colored, and they thought that the whole batch had been ruined, and someone came up with the great idea to vinify it as it was and just let the fermentation process go on. And then they actually stopped the fermentation process before all the sugar was gone, so they left a little bit amount of sweetness in it and marketed it to the American public. And of course the American public loves anything that's sweet, and it just took off. And when you take the skins out of the juice, you're actually not only taking the color out, but you're taking all the vital components out of the wine also.
Like the congeners and like the flavor things that
all of the phenols and all of the acids and all of the tannins and everything that gives the wine backbone, structure, and complexity.
So it's almost like the vodka version. Like it's like you're going.
It's more like the grape juice version. I mean, white Zinfandel does have its place. You know, if it's good, if you're going to a park and you're just going to sit out and have a picnic and eat something in a sandwich or something, I would rather drink a nice dry rosé from the Rhone Valley. But if you want a little sweetness to it, then you can do the white Zinfandel.
It's there. It's popular for a reason. And
it's popular because there's a lot of people out there that don't really like wine and they want to drink it, but they want to drink something that's not going to assault their senses in any way, shape, or form. But what I say is to start simple, start with light-bodied white wines or good dry rosés, and then work your way up, and you'll find that you'll acquire a taste for it.
And I promise this is the last question.
Always drink it with food.
I promise this is the last question. I know that you're into Italian wine is your specialty.
Yes, that's my expertise.
I want to talk to you a little bit about what Italian wine would you recommend, and what grappa would you recommend if you know anything about it.
Well, grappa is completely different than wine. I mean, even though it comes from grapes, it's completely different. But as far as Italian wines are concerned, on the white side, I particularly like Orneas, which is a white wine from the Piemonte region of northwestern Italy. And I like some Pinot Grigios, and I like Tokai Friulano from Friuli, which is up in the northeastern part of the country. For red wines, I am a Barolo fan through and through. Barolo is also from the Piemonte region in northwestern Italy, made from the Nebbiolo grape, and it's a big, hearty, rust-colored, dynamic black cherry wine. It's great with any kind of roast or steak. There's nothing like it, and it ages well. And an old Barolo is the best to try, but they're hard to find and they're expensive. Now, grappa, you have to love the Italians because they have managed to sell something at a high price that made from materials that are normally thrown away.
They use everything.
They use the stems and the skins and the pips for the grapes. And after the juice has been fermented and made into wine, all of the must, as it's called, normally gets tossed or thrown away, and with this they distill it, they boil it and distill it, and make an eau de vie, which is a clear brandy out of it, and put it in a fancy bottle and charge a lot of money for it. Me, I'm not a fan because I know a lot of people love grappa. It's great on top of vanilla ice cream with raisins, but to me it's like jet fuel.
It's like pisco and all that. Like,
it's difficult. It's a little difficult to palate.
Yeah. Okay, well thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And
My
we'll
pleasure.
check in with you a little bit later. We'll try to do at least one of these a month.
I'll be here. I hope to see you.